the current scope, scale, and pace of today's advances that we see from computer science, broadly speaking, enabled by an unparalleled growth that we've seen in power, connectivity, and access to data, have altered our vision of what's possible. These advances are catalyzing disruption across many markets, are being adopted at breathtaking pace and scale, as I mentioned, and accelerating economic impact to an extent that we've never seen in the history of humanity. Just consider for a moment, just 10 years ago, we're not going to go that far, just consider 10 years ago, the advances we have seen in autonomous vehicles, the advances we have seen in natural language understanding, the advances we've seen in facial recognition, language translation, Watson and Jeopardy, 3D printing and advanced manufacturing, automation and advances we've seen in robotics, and various sectors of our economy, including, for example, in areas such as in personalized medicine and healthcare. The demand for our students isn't just coming from Google and Microsoft and Facebook and so on. Virtually every industry, every organization, and I know you see this with your students, has become dependent on computing and on data for its business. Whether you look in finance, whether you look in transportation, when you look at healthcare, energy production, distribution, and so on and so on. But the data also tells us that more than 2/3 of these jobs could potentially go unfilled. The demand for computer science, as all of you know, isn't just from computer science majors. In fact, the tsunami of, I see all the heads going like this, I know all of you experiencing this, the tsunami of the workload for computer science. And when I say computer science, broadly speaking, computer science, computer engineering, including iSchools and so on, is the demand is coming from all the students that are majoring in other disciplines that want to, and by the way, should be taking computer science courses. So not only we have to teach our own majors, we have to figure out how to teach the non-majors. And by the way, what do we teach them? And how do we avoid the proliferation of essentially computer science programs across various units, essentially mini CS programs across every other discipline on your campuses? A very significant challenge, but my call to our community is that it doesn't mean we have to teach all of those courses, but it does mean that we have to be at the center of these conversations and figuring out, helping essentially the rest of the university figure out how to train and teach essentially and educate our students in computational approaches and data-intensive approaches. This is actually an amazing time to be a computer scientist, without any doubt. We can't relinquish our thought leadership, and I firmly believe in that. Doesn't matter whether we actually teach all of those courses or not. We have to be involved in developing the curriculum. We have to be involved in determining what the needs are and in developing essentially the material that gets taught. And, of course, in many cases, the additional resources that are needed to teach these students.